What's up, Alabama Prison Profiles? Cool, man.
DC The Voice, Alabama Prisoner Profiles. What's going on with y'all, man? Checking in. Shout out to all the new subscribers, man. As of right now, we're about 50-some subscribers off of 1,000 subscribers, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the shares, the likes, the comments, the TikTok, the Facebook growing. Shout out to the admins that's done, you know what I'm saying? Came over from the Facebook groups that's messing with the channel, as well as people from TikTok and the Instagram. Don't forget we on Instagram, and don't forget the email alabamaprisonerprofiles@gmail.net. Get at me in the Instagram DM, Facebook DM, TikTok DM. Y'all know what's going on. Hey, disclaimer, I will get on that, you know what I'm saying, in the comment section with anyone, you dig what I'm saying, and we can have a spirited debate. I think people just be commenting and thinking I won't get on that or respond. You see, I respond to most comments, or at least acknowledge that I've seen them. Get right. Now, this gentleman has been trailblazing the news this week, so without further ado, I give y'all Derrol Shaw, aka The Realist. And so a little bit about Shaw's early life. Derrol Shaw was born in 1987 in Jefferson County, Alabama, and raised by a hard-working couple, his mother and stepfather. A troubled youth, some would say, Shaw dropped out of Parker High School in the 10th grade and began sleeping away from home at friends' houses. As he entered his teen years, Shaw began to become involved with crime around the west side of Birmingham. At an early unknown age, it is said Shaw would join the Gangster Disciples. Now, shout out to Parker, you know what I'm saying? That's right over there on the west side. You dig? Shout out to the west side of Birmingham. Y'all know what's going on already. Dropped out in 10th grade. That's wild, you know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. I'm in the streets. I'm sleeping in my friend's house. Mom and daddy, I ain't trying to hear that. Watch out, you know what I'm saying? About 19 years old, Shaw would begin a crime spree that would let him life in the Alabama Department of Corrections. Shaw began his crime spree with a series of carjackings starting in February 2006. In late May, he carried out 3 carjackings in a single day, one of which yielded a .38 caliber Titan revolver. He fired the gun during a robbery of a doctor's apartment on June 7th. Shaw had a lifelong friend and co-defendant named Ryan J. Evans. Evans, raised by his mother Tammy Duff, dropped out of the 11th grade at Minor High School. At his mother's insistence, he joined Job Corps in 2005 August, working in Kentucky, but became ill and was hospitalized. He returned to Kentucky in January 2006, but left a few months later to return to Birmingham. He was given a basement room with an outside patio door at his grandparents' home on 10th Court Way in College Hills. College Hills, the trench. Evans began dating Sharice Covington, whom he had met at his grandparents' church in Titusville. The Titan .38 revolver Shaw possessed was then used when he and Evans robbed and killed a man named Walter Hill 2 days later. Walter Hill was born 1915, old, you know what I'm saying, was a former deacon and retired maintenance worker at Sardis Missionary Baptist Church. Goddamn. Hill was a veteran of World War II. Goddamn. He retired in 1999 but still spent his days at the church, dining with the staff. On June 9, 2006, Hill was found dead in his home in Enon Ridge by firefighters. He had been shot, his possessions ransacked, and a fire set. 2 men were seen leaving in Hill's pickup truck, which was later abandoned near I-59 under the Center Street Bridge. The fatal shot came from Hill's own .38, which was taken along with a few dollars, some jewelry, and a new red Ford pickup truck. After learning that Evans was bragging about the murder and wearing and giving away some of the jewelry stolen from Hill's house, Shaw went looking for him. He found him at his grandparents' house on the evening of June 13th. They began to argue, and this argument prompted Mrs. Martin to come downstairs to check on her grandson, while Mr. Martin, enfeebled by hip surgeries and arthritis, remained upstairs watching TV. Shaw killed all three of them, bound their bodies in plastic sheeting, blankets, and duct tape, and disposed of their bodies in an overgrown ravine just south of Reader's Gap near Boar Avenue in Muscata. Shaw was captured shortly after and convicted on federal and state charges in the carjackings and attempted murder of the physician. In the Jefferson County Jail, he bragged to his cellmate that he could not be prosecuted in the murders because the bodies would never be found. God damn, that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? You understand getting rid of your co-defendant, but you know what I'm saying? The old folks, that's never gonna ride, bro, you know what I'm saying? That is wild right there. Dumping the bodies and wildness, you know what I'm saying? Alright, we got an article from back then. It says, police confirmed on Monday that the decomposed bodies found in Bessemer last week are those of a missing College Hills family. The identification concludes 6 months of searching for the elderly couple and their grandson. Police said at a press conference this afternoon that the focus now shifts to figuring out who is responsible for the deaths of these three people. The family was last heard from on June 13th. Their remains were found last week near Alabama Highway 150 in Bessemer. Birmingham Police Chief at the time, Annetta Nunn, said Jefferson County Coroner's Office ruled foul play in the family's deaths. Obviously, they found it. But the cause of death has not been released. Nunn said 19-year-old Derrol Shaw is the person of interest. Shaw is in jail on 2 counts of carjacking in an unrelated case and was an acquaintance of Evans, this article said. Now, I put this map up, right, just to highlight here how far he took the bodies, you know what I'm saying, about 25, 30 minutes away, you know what I'm saying, and you dumped them all together, you know what I'm saying? Just poking my own little criminal holes, you know. I was reading another article. There was a woman found in Alabama that was from Georgia. That's really, you know what I'm saying, more along the lines of what you're supposed to do, I would say, you know what I'm saying, just far away. Don't just dump, bury, acid, something, you know what I'm saying? Remix, restart, you know what I'm saying? First of all, condolences to these three people whose lives were lost, you know what I'm saying? Terrible, senseless. Alright, I took a plea in this case, so obviously no information available as far as the court case or an appeal or anything like that is available online, but I did find an article describing what the prosecutors had to say as far as the description of these crimes. Walter Hill was asleep in his home when Ryan Evans and Derrol Shaw broke in, duct taped his hands and feet, stole some money and jewelry, then shot him several times. A prosecutor said in a capital murder trial today. After setting Hill's house on fire, Shaw and Evans escaped in a new red pickup truck the 91-year-old church deacon had bought himself as a treat, the prosecutor said. The truck was abandoned a few blocks away near where Evans was living. 5 days after killing Hill on June 9, 2006, Shaw confronted Evans for bragging about the crime, Sires told jurors. Evan had given his girlfriend a stolen necklace and started wearing other jewelry the two men had stolen. Shaw first killed Evans, 19, told jurors this morning. The teen's 81-year-old grandmother had recently returned from church and went to her basement after hearing the commotion. Shaw shot and wounded her, taped her arms and legs, then went upstairs to where John Martin, 82, was watching television in his favorite, quote, easy chair. Shaw shot him to death, then went back downstairs to finish off the grandmother, Showers told jurors. Sires and Joe Roberts began laying out the prosecution's basic case this morning against Shaw, who already is serving a life term for several carjackings and attempted murder he committed in the months leading up to the murders. Shaw agreed to plead guilty in the capital murders of Hill, the Martins, and Evans in exchange for a sentence of life without parole. Prosecutors were seeking the death penalty. Goddamn, bro, that's why, that's kind of the best you can hope for with these, multiple bodies. Is the best you can hope for is for the state not to try to kill your ass, take that life without parole with a smile and go and skip on down the road, you dig? Derrol Shaw is shown on the Department of Corrections site to have been received by the Alabama Department of Corrections October 29, 2007. Upon arrival within the Alabama Department of Corrections, Shaw would be embraced by fellow gangster disciples. Shaw is reported to have altercations with staff and administration often. It is unclear when, but at some point, Shaw joined the Muslim faith while incarcerated. Shaw would go on to serve the next 14 years with no significant news until 2021. At this point, Jones is about 34 years old and a seasoned convict, having served the majority of his time in high-security facilities within the Alabama Department of Corrections due to the nature of the crime and his behavior. In January 2021, Shaw was assaulted by prison guards for witnessing the merciless beating of a mentally ill inmate. Derrol Shaw would continue his time at Donaldson Correctional Facility, where he continued to grow increasingly frustrated with the system. One day in August 2023, Shaw decided to take action.
Good evening, I'm Megan Scarano. We begin with breaking news out of Bessemer. William E. Donaldson Correctional Facility remains under lockdown tonight. The Alabama Department of Corrections arrested inmate Derrol Shaw after what they call a security incident. Somehow, Shaw appeared in Facebook videos posted on Sunday morning. These are screenshots from the videos posted to social media. ABC 3340 cannot confirm the validity of these videos, including where and when they were taken or how they were even posted. In the video, Shaw appears to be wearing a correctional officer's vest. During the video, he talks about the conditions of the facility and the treatment of inmates. He also looks to be bleeding and holding a gun.
The Alabama Department of Corrections has released very few details about what went on inside of Donaldson Correctional Facility this morning. The department claims that there was no hostage situation. They add that no correctional officers were injured during the incident and that there is no threat to the public at this time. Now, I've asked ADOC if there were injuries to inmates, but have not received a response to that question. We know the inmate arrested in connection to the incident, Derrol Shaw, was serving a sentence of life without parole for murder and first-degree robbery. Inmate advocates arrived at the intersection of Warrior Lane and Taylor's Ferry Road around noon today. They believe poor conditions and treatment inside Alabama prisons led to this incident.
We're not saying that breaking the law is right, but what we are saying is that they should be treated like people, like human beings. They're wards of the state, which means that the state is responsible for their health care, for their well-being.
Now, we've asked several questions of ADOC, like how Shaw was able to have a phone inside of the facility. Again, ADOC has not confirmed the validity of the Facebook video, but ADOC reports showed close to 4,000 cell phones and electronics were seized within a 12-month period. Now, we'll continue to work on this story and provide information and updates when we have that information. For now, reporting live in Bessemer, Aaron Wise, ABC 3340 News.
Man, that is wild there. As you can say, crazy the motherfucker. Security incident, huh? A security incident, just minimize, what I'm saying, until we get it under control and find out exactly what the fuck happened. That's DOC's mentality. Let's see what the trusty AL.com had to say. A man serving life without parole in an Alabama prison for 4 2006 Birmingham murders appeared in 2 Facebook Live videos just hours before State Department of Corrections announced he was involved in a security incident that sparked a prison lockdown. Derrol Shaw, 35, was seen in videos that began about 7 a.m. Sunday and lasted nearly 30 minutes. He was wearing what appeared to be a correctional officer's vest and smoking what he said was marijuana. Shaw has a bloody bandage around his wrist. In one of the videos, Shaw said he cut his wrist on razor wire on a prison fence at Donaldson Correctional Facility and that he called 911 from his cell phone out of fear he would bleed to death. Y'all dumbasses on the TikTok, video that are always commenting on that one bitch's video with the 3 officers. Oh, you got a phone? Just call the police. If it's only, dumb motherfuckers, but he actually did that shit. Quote, I was just trying to go, but that wasn't in the cards, Shaw said. He said he walked back to the prison dorms and was mistaken for a correctional officer because of the vest. Quote, all y'all police that was laying on the floor in that office, y'all asses better tell the story straight. I made it clear multiple times that I wasn't trying to hurt none of y'all as long as y'all didn't buck. Shaw seems to say he got a gun as, quote, insurance. We didn't even have to get physical. Y'all's eyes got big as golf balls. Shaw said he thought of burning the prison down with, quote, moonshine. I still might. Alabama Department of Corrections officials would not confirm if Shaw overpowered an officer or if he became in possession of an officer's vest. They only said no officer was injured. Department of Corrections Law Enforcement Services Division can confirm it is investigating a security incident that took place at Donaldson Correctional Facility in Bessemer, Alabama, quote, said a statement released by the DOC on Sunday morning. Quote, currently the facility is on lockdown for the safety of the staff and the inmates, but there is no threat to the public. Law Enforcement Services Division is being assisted by the Plea agency and the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, the statement read. In the video, Shaw complained about prisons. Quote, these conditions, bro, he said, they create the conditions to justify the means. They're beating people. They're beating the taxpayers, man, Shaw said. They say it costs so much to keep us in these prisons, blah, blah. You know, the TikTok video. Niggas dying all the time. 3 of my niggas died last week. They creating the conditions so we die, blah, blah, blah.
The realest nigga on the motherfucking planet. The realest nigga on the motherfucking planet. My motherfucking brother. Real revolutionary. Real GD. Real black man. My motherfucking brother. The realest. On God, freedom of death, man. Just like Paul Revere said. Huh? That way. By any means fucking necessary.
They be talking all of that. They enforcing the law. Shit, these folks ain't enforcing no goddamn law, man. Only thing they doing is beating the people out of tax money. Telling the folks, oh, you need prisons for these prisoners. You create the conditions for crime. They create the conditions to justify the means. They say, you know, it costs so much amount of money to keep us in these prisons. Then they take that same money and split it for themselves. They ain't even hiding. And you know, you can work all of this overtime. They taking all of that money, talking about they finna build another prison. It's a scheme, bro. People at the top, these are the folks that's making all of the money. In Alabama right here where we at, niggas dying, fucked up right here at Donaldson. Niggas is dying all the time, bro. Check the record. They killing us. They create the conditions so that we die. But you supposed to be enforcing the law on me, though. And I'm just supposed to go for that forever. No, not me, not I. I know they gonna be saying like I was ranting and all of that. All of us get fed up, bro. We respond differently. I got life without parole. I honestly do what I want to do with this prison. It don't really matter what prison I go to. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Damn, now as y'all can see, bro, speaking on some real shit in the videos, you know what I'm saying? I saw another smart, what are he talking about? They create the conditions for crime. He talking about shit like, what? The FBI, you know what I'm saying? Dropping off crates of crack cocaine in neighborhoods in South Central LA. Or the federal government dropping off crates of guns in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? That's what he talking about. The spirit, don't let me get on my little soapbox. I'm straight. I'm straight. All right, once they got him sorted and got him into custody, here's what they had to say as far as the charges for this incident. An Alabama man serving life without parole in an Alabama prison for 4 2006 Birmingham murders has landed 4 new charges after, quote, a security incident at a lockup Sunday during which the inmate was seen in Facebook live videos in an officer's vest and holding a gun. Derrol Shaw, 35, was charged with first-degree escape, certain persons forbidden from possessing a firearm, promoting prison contraband, and making a terrorist threat. The warrants were issued Monday by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office in the Bessemer Cutoff. The Alabama DOC has not released any details surrounding the incident and did not respond to a request for comment Monday on Shaw being in possession of a handgun or any updates in the incident. Alabama corrections officers do not carry guns. On the escape charge, according to the warrants, Shaw did employ physical force with a deadly weapon to escape or to attempt escape. Shaw was seen in the video with a bloody bandage around his wrist. In one of the videos, saw Shetty cut his wrist on razor wire. Alright, same shit. He said he walked to the back of the prison dorms and was mistaken for a correctional. Yeah, that's right. He said on the thing, nigga was like, bro, you got the key? Let it out. You got the key, ain't it? You got the key, don't you? So far this year, 19 inmates have died at Donaldson. Last year, 40 inmates died at Donaldson. Fuck, that's about half of the amount of prisoners. So half the amount of prisoners that died last year just about died at this one facility. Fuckity fuck. Yeah, so you see, he got some new charges, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing to him, ain't shit to a G, you know what I'm saying? He already doing all day with no hope, no light at the end of the tunnel, so shit. This is a wild incident. So I did my little thing with the research, and you know what I'm saying, to see what really went on, you know what I'm saying, besides what them folks is just, you know, telling the greater public in the news outlets. And, you know, one of my little sources actually slept in the unit/dorm where Shaw slept. So this is the inside scoop of what happened to a degree. He did not want me to reveal what his plans were to a degree, because this is an open case now and he is being prosecuted for it. So, quote, watching that shit in real life was a trip. Listen, Shaw could have wreaked havoc. He didn't. Guards he took hostage were cool. He was telling them he did not want to hurt them. They complied and he kept his word, not a scratch on them. One of the guards was actually an asshole, and Shaw didn't even hurt him. This is whose vest and badge he had on. Officer G. Downing. So the one asshole, strip fuck nigga, give me that vest. Your rapport with inmates will carry you a long way in this shit, but the grace of God will take you further. Shaw is going to eventually end up at Limestone statewide lockup, where he will be for several years. Upon his release, he will be force medicated with Thorazine, Halidol, and other powerful psychotropics, which will zombie his ass and neutralize the threat that lies within him. They hold you down and inject it with the needle. And I said, damn, I thought they put it in your food. The food is outdated as far as the Alabama Department of Corrections is concerned. They can get away with forcing inmates to take these medicines if their behavior record exemplifies a pattern of conduct that is so egregious that forced psychotropics appears to be the only viable alternative to calm them down and keep them that way to the point they can never pose a threat again. Like I said earlier, quote, zombie his ass. I quote, I'm not praising the tactics they gonna use to neutralize him. Rather, I'm just making it known exactly how they will neutralize him. Instead of killing him, they will zombie him. Damn, that's crazy. See, he said 4 of the guards were cool, which means they were straight. You know what I'm saying? But that one, yeah, he made his head and went live with the boy best on, talking about they thought he was an officer, you know what I'm saying? But that's crazy. Pause. Who knew they could force medicate inmates with tranquilizing type shit, you know what I'm saying, to keep you in that motherfucker drooling and shit? You dig what I'm saying? So you can't even daily eat your food when you walk around geeked all the time, sleeping all the time. Make sure you can't never do that shit again. And that's fucked up, you know what I'm saying? And hold me down and inject it with a needle. Damn, and it's like once you get on it and it's in your system, they ain't even got to do all that. So, you know what I'm saying? They made it, oh, Lord, have mercy. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. DC The Voice, Alabama Prisoner Profiles out the gate.